quiet.
It
All right.
is so quiet today.
I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7:03. Welcome everybody to Moving Milan Forward, our annual general session meeting for February 17th. Did everybody see the agenda? Can we get a motion to approve the current agenda?
I'll motion.
Motion by Amy, second
Second.
by Holly. All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Yep. Did everybody see the secretary's report? Any questions on the minutes? Do we have a motion to motion to approve it for the secretary's report?
Motion.
Motion second by Ashley. All in favor?
Aye.
Me.
Hi.
Treasurer's report, I'll kick it off to Dave Snyder.
There's been very little change in our position from the last meeting. We received Michelle's dues check, and that's actually, we received it a month and a half ago, but I deposited it this week and or last week, and so that's the only change in the report from last time. What that tells us is we've got $12,100 in the bank, but only $2,535 of it is available for spending because the rest of it is earmarked. At this point, I'd point out that we've got 18 dues paid members. And at the end of the year last year, we had 38. So Josh, one of the things that you might want to include with meeting notices, which I think are going out to a broader group still, is a reminder that that if they'd like to pay their dues, and a link to PayPal or whatever. So $2,535 is what we have on hand and available, and 19 cents.
Okay. All right, motion to approve the treasurer's report. Motion by Ashley. Is that second by second by Amy?
Yes.
Yep. All right. All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Cool. We had no current tabled items. I'm gonna go into old business, project updates, and then reports. So I'll kick it off with Toll and Square with Dave. If you want to be first up.
So we've done a couple of things with the Toll and Square project in the last since the last meeting, and actually there was some stuff before the last meeting that was done too, and we just didn't report it last meeting. I've talked with the state of Michigan about their grant program, their matching grant program, and they're very confident that we would fit into their program, that we could ask for the match up to the full $50,000. But we'd have to raise $50,000 locally, which includes our money and GMACF money and any. So I think that that's, and one of the things we found out in talking to them is that it's a fairly quick turnaround on that process. When we want to do the fundraising effort, it'll probably take us a month or so to get enrolled in the program, get approved, and move ahead on that. I also had meetings in the last week with the city manager and with the city engineer. The city engineer is a contracted firm. I met with him and the proposed contractor for the major part of the work of the project. It sounded like achieving good drainage in the square was going to be a fairly straightforward task. But in order to assure that that everything is fine, and one of my concerns is we might be required to fix some things that are not right now, but and hopefully the city would help us out on that. But they said that we would need a topographical survey, and so I've been interested in finding out more about who does topographical surveys. and what it would cost. I've got an estimate that it might be $3,000 to $5,000, but I'm hoping to find something that's less costly than that. I talked to the city manager as well, and in addition to the topographical survey, we're going to need to make presentations to to Milan Main Street, to the Planning Commission, and to the City Council, getting their approval. Actually, next week's City Council, there's going to be an item on their agenda regarding the permanent closure of Toland Street, which is the first step. But once it's been through Main Street and the Planning Commission, it'll go back to the City Council for final approval of the plans that we've proposed. Her thought was that we probably did not need to have competitive bidding on the project, go through a formal process like the city would on a project. She said that it was a private organization that was doing it on public land. She'd have to check further, but she thought that we would not have to go through a competitive bidding process on each part of the project. And I'm waiting to hear back from her about what specifically we need to assemble in order to go before the Planning Commission, because I'm assuming that they'll want the topographical survey. They may require a site plan, things like that. And this is a little bit unfamiliar territory for me, so I'm sort of making my way around it and waiting for some guidance from Karen about exactly what it is that we'll need to take to the Planning Commission. And that's what I've got on Toland Square.
Sweet. All right, thank you for the update.
Mhm.
I guess I do want to briefly talk about Compassion. We did do Compassion last Saturday. Michelle, Dave Baldwin, myself, Amy, we were all there, rocked it out. It was a great time. I'm not sure if anybody else wants to partake for comments. I had a blast, a lot of snow. It was fun. So,
Well, at least we got it in before the big snow, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, I want to formally thank all three of you for coming. Dave, I briefly saw you. I think you were dropping Michelle off.
That's right.
So, and you've come before. So, yeah, thanks for showing up and helping out and jumping in. And we served 87 families, which is a little low actually for COVID numbers. We're usually up around 100 or more these days. So it wasn't light work by any means, but it was good. Everybody was dressed for the weather and jumped in and did their thing. So awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Next on the agenda, Recycle Days update. This is
Josh, can I jump in just before
Yes.
you do that and say that I've been attending calls for Ranger Power and the solar plans north of town. And one of the township meetings is this evening going on right now. So I'm going to jump off the call, but if anybody has anything for me, don't hesitate to email me or call me.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thank
Dave.
you.
Dave, thanks for all
Bye.
the Toland Square too.
Yep. All right. Yep. Recycle Days. We have an opportunity. We were targeting June 5th for the date, but due to the fiscal year, the city can't afford it right now, but we could bump it back potentially till sometime after July for the household and e-waste and shredded days. So if we still want to do that, I can get with the Recycle Days committee and we can discuss that. So just due to budget constraints, so I wanted to get back and report to the team on that. So we can still make it happen. It just has to be after July, just due to budget switch over in June. So yeah.
That's fine.
So yeah, I just wanted to run it through the team before I made any commitments, and I want to be super transparent. So yeah. Is there a community garden update report?
Well, Holly and I met with Mackenzie and Gail from Aiden Milan last week. And they're still really in the very beginning phases. So the garden will be located right there at Aiden Milan. If you're looking right on the left-hand side. They have lots of things to consider. Placement, who's going to help like fix the land, and I'll throw that back to Holly here in a sec, but we just kind of offered our services saying like, we're here, we want to help. So just creating that connection. They've got a lot of great ideas for as far as like maybe sponsoring a garden, or having volunteers. We're eventually teaching like educational programs so kids understand like where their food is coming from. So they've got a lot of great ideas. And Holly and I'll throw this out there too, Helen, and I'll pass it back to you. We both have a shared wish that we could have like we're very happy with what they're doing, but we had like in our heads like a bigger scale where people could actually come and rent a plot and pay like a certain price and then have their own garden there, and that kind of community garden. So that's something also where we were just tossing around to each other.
Oh, that's good.
Anything to add, Hal?
No, not really at this time. I mean, I've talked with the Zilkes briefly on it. Tom's interested in jumping in on our community garden idea. He even kicked around the idea of maybe donating an acre, or not, well, yeah, maybe an acre over on the farm towards it. So I don't know, we're in the early stages, so
Okay, good.
Well,
keep on talking about it.
Mhm.
That's positive. So yeah.
Just a quick question. If you guys were looking for a location, where would be the best location? You looking for a downtown? Are you looking for out of the city? Are you looking for?
It would be wonderful if it was something that was, if I'm just dreaming, if it was something that was close to the city, so that way people that, oh, that's the community garden,
Like
I don't know,
something maybe in Wilson Park or something like that, or something along.
I think in general they're usually in more city type areas because a lot of people will walk there, and the whole part of the movement behind it too is when you don't live in a home that has accessible soil, right? Like if you live in an apartment or a condo or something like that. I mean, I don't know what your guys' vision is, but just speaking like to the origins of what community gardens that I've seen or heard of myself.
Yeah, I originally too was just thinking like like an actual green space with lots of flowers, and so people come and see bees and hummingbirds and praying mantis and maybe like a bench in it. But adding the food element to it too would be really cool. It's just a matter of like upkeep and that kind of stuff. So like our bigger thing we were talking about, like actually a plot of land, which would be sectioned off, and that's more of like growing your own vegetables. But I'm also all for creating a space that is a insect, butterfly, pollinator garden type thing that people could come and walk through and enjoy. I've actually talked with Heather Finch with the Parks and Rec about what they want to do at Nature Park, and I volunteered to help with whatever gardening needs they have, as far as planting flowers or figuring out what flowers would go where, to really help bring insects and bees and like I said, all that cool stuff.
Yeah, not to derail the conversation, but wouldn't it be interesting to use the land right out in front of the library? I mean, there's so much green space over there,
Yeah,
and
I
you
don't
work
know.
there on a regular basis, so maybe
I think
right around the corner.
I think the city owns that. I don't think that's the libraries.
No, it's the city.
Okay, yeah. Because I've wanted to do like programs and stuff outside there, and moved it to Wilson Park instead, because you have to, like, I had to ask the city if I could put a ferry door outside there. So
Okay.
it would be awesome though. I would be like just even a smaller version, of, well, even it's not that small though. In Celine, have you guys seen I always refer to it because it's like right on the main drag, and it's so cool that it's just this little oasis right there on Michigan Avenue. I would love something like that in Milan.
Okay. That's all I have.
Let's see, what's next on old agenda? What's next on old business? Annual t-shirts, is there an SLI t-shirt update, Dave?
There is not. I wasn't able to meet up. Like, there's a bunch of things on here that I just dropped the ball on. I'm sorry. I got a little busy this last couple of days, but I did not. I'll meet up with Jordan this week and we'll figure it out.
Okay, all right, yep. St. Patrick's Day, Holly and I met up with St. Pat's a while ago. So we got a somewhat of a lineup together. We just need to meet with Ed and Dave. So we'll just have a subcommittee after this or sometime this week. So whiskey tasting, then no report either, Dave?
Well, no, I did talk to Ryan. He's been waiting on the state to kind of figure everything out for him in terms of new pricing.
Okay.
And it sounds like as of yesterday, he still didn't have the pricing for that. So I go, well, I mean, if you're not into the idea, it's okay. Like, we can figure out something else. And he goes, no, I really want to do it. Maybe let's meet up and talk about this without the state pricing. And then if we get a better deal, we get a better deal. And that goes towards the organization or whatever. So he's still into it. He wants to make it happen. So I'll meet with him this week.
Okay. Sounds good. Moving on to new business. Just a part of good housekeeping, the Chamber of Commerce, we got to pay for our membership this year. It's $110 to be totally transparent. It was sent to our treasurer's email, which Dave Snyder did not get. So I'll work with Kim Roney on that. So I was hoping to put a motion on the table to pay for our membership for Chamber of Commerce this year.
I'll motion.
Motion by Amy. Can I get a
How much is
second?
it?
$110.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. I did have a meeting with the Chamber and Main Street this last week. Main Street is asking for us for Third Thursday support. They're asking for $500 a month, and then helping us book the music for Third Thursday, since Third Thursdays is now potentially coming back this year. I am concerned about our budget because we only got $2,000 in the hole right now, a little over 250, and that could, it could be some risk for us. So I was hoping to have a discussion on that and then get a motion vote.
What does the $500 go towards?
The
That's what I was
500,
just gonna ask.
yeah, $500 basically helps them support Third Thursdays, and then us potentially like cover the band. So they want us to help book the band, and then sponsor. Once again, they still want our trailer as well.
So
Sorry, go
500 a month for June, July, August, September, October.
Yes.
$2,500.
Yeah.
That we don't really have.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Ooh, that's kind of tough.
Yes. And I told them I told them I would bring it to our membership and have us decide. So, and with our budget current structure right now, we only got 250 available ish. We're at financial risk if we do it. So
Yeah. Is there another way that we can help without making that large of a, I mean, a lot of us volunteer. I know we've done a lot of volunteering at Third Thursdays before.
Yeah.
I know I would be willing, to help out myself. I'm sure a lot of people would.
Yeah, and I know they're doing the Take 10 fundraiser right now, which should generate some support right now. But as for us moving mountain forward, we do need to stay alive ourselves, and I don't want to break the budget second month in of our administration.
Yeah, that's concerning. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, and we don't have that much fiscally because we got 10 grand already put out for projects anyway, and the extra 2 grand, that's our available funds.
Right. Yeah. Well, and not much coming in right now with the lack of fundraising on our end of things, not able to do a whole lot of fundraising.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would like to know more about that. I mean, I guess I'll go on record and say that I would vote against that at this point, just because I don't think financially we can afford it.
Yes.
I would love the idea of helping that organization and I want to partner with them on things, but that's a big ask.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think
I agree too.
that's physically unresponsible for us. Like, we need to make sure that we have enough in the kitty to keep us afloat when we don't have poker or anything else. We have no idea when it's going to come back. I think it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree with Amy too, saying like we'd be happy to help in another way. Definitely. But I
Mhm.
agree with you guys on the
Yeah.
financial one.
So could I get a motion on the table not to support Third Thursdays for the $500 per month
Motion.
motion? Second. Can I get a second?
Oh, yeah.
Second. Okay.
sorry, I'm taking notes as well. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Who second that?
Let's go, Amy.
Amy. Yeah.
You got three.
Let's see. All in favor?
I,
Aye. I like the Zoom. It's kind of pop up who does the seconds now. It's awesome. Kind of little game out. All right. So motion did pass. So we're saying no. I'll talk to Main Street tomorrow. So I'll talk with them. Chamber of Commerce was also wondering when I had a co-meeting with them last week. They wanted us to potentially do a 50-piece welcome item. Like if somebody moves into town, they're asking for a potential 50-piece welcome item we can give into the welcome bags. This was kind of just in our conversation. So if we want to do it or not, it's up to you guys. So
What are they looking? Are you saying like we put together a 50-item basket, or they just want 50 items from us in total to
50
put
items,
amongst baskets?
yeah, 50 items total amongst
Okay.
like in their little welcome baskets. Yes.
What are they looking for? Like any suggestions? Did they say or?
It was just kind of what we could create.
Okay.
Yeah.
probably something with our logo on it, like I'm sure it's some sort of little swag item, right? That they're
Yeah.
probably putting together.
Hmm.
So a sticker or a magnet or
Hey, Holly.
Yeah.
What does it cost to put a mug together?
Like a
Like
coffee.
Yeah, a coffee cup, something that says like "Welcome to Milan," and then move them on the board underneath.
Yeah.
All one color.
Usually I retail a small like 11 ounce for like $10. That's retail, but if we're doing quantity, it can go as low as maybe $6 a mug.
maybe we should shoot smaller. How about
Yeah.
a shot glass?
Shot glass. Welcome to Milan.
What, Holly, can you run some numbers on it? Maybe I could drum up a sponsor for that
Yeah. On a coffee mug.
on a coffee
Any
mug.
other ideas?
Just something, anything that's like "Welcome to Milan." When you think about some of these people are coming from out of town, so we want to make them feel comfortable. So anything that kind of like is encourage them to feel, safe in this space, or if they're looking for somebody to reach out to, or things to do, or whatever along those lines, maybe.
Hey, how many buffs do we have left?
Yeah.
Do we have 50 of those left?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think, yeah, they're in the trailer. I think.
They're already bought and paid for.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest that. We can go through those for now.
I like the coffee mug idea though. That's a nice
Yeah.
little thing, but man, those buffs are already bought and paid for. I don't know.
Yeah, we ordered 50 and we've probably sold, I'm just guesstimating 15, 20 maybe.
Yeah. But there's not enough for that.
And Josh, it was 50 total, 50 items total.
Yes. Yeah. The chamber's asking for 50. Yes.
Not monthly, but total.
Total, yes. Yep.
Okay.
I was thinking bottle opener because somebody's already giving them a wine opener, but
I was
Not
trying to think
bottle
what else
opener?
I like to get. I like the mug idea
Yeah.
too.
Koozies.
koozies,
Those are
yeah.
cheap.
Travel mugs, the
Oh,
travel ones.
yeah. Or like the plastic, I don't know how, like Ryan had those red plastic cups that he sold at the Owl with the little straw,
Mhm.
for visual reference, that one.
Yeah.
In
I
terms,
was like,
Holly, in terms of coming up with a sponsorship dollar, I think if you can be below or around that $10 mark per item, so it's $500 total. I think if you can get into that space, I think it's possible to find somebody.
Okay. That's completely doable.
So we got a motion for potential coffee mugs then.
No. We just need to get numbers and we'll come back to the table.
Okay, so we'll talk about that then in 2 weeks then.
Yep.
All right.
Can you look at different varieties of different mugs and drink containers and stuff, Holly, and kind of
Oh
give us
yeah, with $10 a 50 count, I'll probably make them in house. So yeah, there's a lot of options at $10 an item.
And little travel mugs, awesome idea too. I love that. It's great.
mm-hmm.
All right. And then the last thing I had on new business was meetings, hybrid, in person. Amy, did you want to talk about that? I know we talked about it briefly in the e-board meeting. For like meeting in person / hybrid.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
wondering, obviously there's just a few of us here tonight, but I was just wondering how everybody felt about perhaps doing in person again. If we're not quite there yet, I'm totally good with that too. Or if people are kind of like, yeah, I'm ready to start going out again. I know that the Legion is reopened and they're open to having people come in for meetings. They have the big, huge room that's separate from the main area. And they've also reduced the number of tables. There's no bar stools up at the bar. So they're following all the guidelines that they're supposed to follow. So just kind of see where everybody's at.
I'm ready. But I'm okay. Either way, I probably won't be ready till after I visit my grandparents, even though they got the vaccine shot. But you know,
Oh, did they? Awesome.
yeah,
That's good.
they have another couple weeks before they get the second one. But
My stepdad got his. My mom is still on the list. He's a vet, so he got his right away at the VA. But she's on the list, so any day now she'll be getting the call. And then my sister, who's actively teaching right now, she's on hers too. She's getting her second one Friday. So,
Awesome.
yep. I'm eligible, but I'm not teaching. I'm only subbing right now, so I'm staying off the list until other people who need it more than I do can go get it. So yeah.
I think just me, and I said this at the e-board meeting before this. Me personally, I think there's no reason why we don't just continue the Zoom call, no matter what, in person or 100% virtual. Just because it's a great opportunity for us to record these meetings. It's easier for secretaries, Michelle and I, to kind of keep track of all this stuff because sometimes we talk a little fast. So. Personally, it doesn't matter if you're comfortable or not. Like if you want to attend the meeting, if you want to go pick up your son from driving school, you can still attend the meeting and it's great. So I say, whenever you have enough people that are interested in going to a location that are willing to, put a phone up on a tripod, then let's go with that. But I'm going to be virtual for a bit.
I'm gonna want to be virtual too. I won't be able to attend if we go to solid in-person meetings. I'll have to. Unfortunately, my husband works until 11 o'clock at night, and my boys, they haven't learned to crawl out of the crib yet, but I don't trust them. I'm kidding. I would never leave them home alone. I'm just kidding. But I wouldn't be able to attend, so it kind of I would appreciate if we continue some sort of virtual, because I want to be a part of the organization.
That's what Dave was saying, that he thinks, and all of us agree, that we should continue this even when we do shift back to doing in person, that we should still continue doing this.
Yeah.
So, like you and a few other people, when it's not necessarily just about COVID, even,
Yeah, exactly.
have the option to attend. So
I would
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I agree too. I think that's a good idea. Yep. And like you said, specifically if you're driving your kid to their driver's Wait, did he get his actual license?
He got his green certificate. So yeah,
Gosh.
that was his last driving, so he passed. He still
Yeah.
has one test to take. So
Wow.
Yay. Or I don't know. I'm terrified. I'm just going to be honest right now. Not of your son, but of my own child being out there. It's a whole new level of parent panic.
yeah, it's frightening.
Whew.
Yeah.
Not
For
ready.
sure.
So maybe you guys do need to go out then.
All right, we have enough medicine at the house. We'll be fine.
Okay, good. All right.
Our subcommittees, we could meet out at somewhere.
That's true. Yes.
All right, and that's all I had. So we'll stick with the hybrid somehow. We'll figure it out for next meeting or so. So I have no problem doing hybrid. So just for my own sanity.
Maybe we shoot at having an in-person one in the spring.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. I hate driving in the winter, and I think most of us do. So
Well,
I'll
and
stay-
that way the weather might even cooperate. Maybe we can even be outside.
That's what I was gonna say. We could be outside too. That'd be awesome. So
Yeah.
maybe if my husband's home, I can come too, or I'll bring my boys and they can. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, people have done it in the past.
Yeah, I was gonna say we wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can hold on for a month or so. Hopefully, like just February and March. You never know. So
Well, all of winter came this week, so
Yeah, it should be done.
yeah,
Yeah, for the last couple of years, this is the most snow
yeah.
I've seen. So
and it's supposed to start snowing tomorrow too.
Yes,
Yeah.
it'll happen again in April after I get all my gardens opened up again. It'll snow in April. It always does. It makes me cry.
There's been snow on my birthday before, so yeah. And it's April 4th, by the way.
Oh,
April babies.
all right. I guess we can go into roundtable now. Colin, do you got anything? Welcome to Moving Mountain Forward.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I do not. I was just attending to see what the meeting looked like. For everyone else's knowledge, my name is Colin Comerfeld. I work with Apex Clean Energy on the Zillia solar project.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you. Let's see. There's only a full amount, so I'm gonna do popcorn. I'm gonna pop it over to Amy Taylor.
Shoot, I should have written it down. There was something I was gonna say and I lost it. Go to someone else first.
All right. Ashley.
Nothing. Just nothing. We'll keep in touch with Aiden Milan and see as things like they're really still in the early stages, and I don't know how much the help they might actually need from us. They might just want us to help with our vast knowledge of gardening, right, Holly? I don't know,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I don't know that they want money or anything from us, but we have a connection made at least, so it's cool.
Holly.
I don't really have much. I'm looking at leaving March 4th or 5th since I didn't go to Texas last week. But that's about it.
Dave.
I don't have much. Nope, I'm pretty much good.
Michelle.
I don't have anything.
Okay. Let's see. I don't have too much either. Recycle days, we'll get through it. Stay by for the social hour after this. Thank you for coming to this meeting. our next meeting is March 3rd via Zoom at 7 p.m. Motion to close the general session meeting at 7:38. Motion by
Right.
Dave, second by Ashley. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
do we know when poker might come back, Dave? Has Sal talked to Tony at all?
Go ahead and kill the recording, Josh.
1 second.
No, Sal said last meeting